Alright, everyone. Today I want to talk just a little bit, at least, about, Gimli and a couple of other different things with battle reports. Really going to go over probably these particular three fights in specifics, and we can do Legolas a little bit also. But the reason I want to talk about this, and obviously there's a big difference here. We've got, your level 50 Gimli versus your level 43 Gandalf the White. He's already been hit, whereas I'm a full army, so there's a big difference here. But what I want to point out real quick is, he's got dead guys. And hot take on my opinion for dead guys is they made them worse. Can't be healed, that's always been the case. But beforehand, they just couldn't take physical damage, so they're not as scary anymore, but they don't do backlash damage, so good stuff there. But really what I wanted to point out is this kind of a build on Gimli and why I think it works. Obviously against a staller or someone who's going to specifically target, these sentinels, is these guys are really squishy. You want them to stay alive. I mean, they've got really low defense, they have really low health, but they do a lot of consistent damage. So what we're going to look at here is, if we go back, you've got this right here with, LotR allowing you to unlock Protect Elves, which basically any dwarf unit with the highest defense is going to protect all your elf units and then increase your defense. And your Iron Warriors here are going to take the brunt of all the damage. But one thing this ability doesn't really say is it protects all elven units. But if we want to look at this real quick, you just come down here. There you go. Your Bow Knight attacks. Your Sentinel is protected by your Iron Warrior and avoids the attack. So then your Iron Warriors take the 3,300 damage. Your Sentinels are fine. Hey, I got my little LotR at a proc. Cool. Now, this is a good fight, successful, blah. Didn't really lose a lot of Sentinels. But the reason I did lose Sentinels, and we can look at this here, is this is a bit closer. Full army, already hit. We can look at damage. I mean, good bit of damage from my Gimli and from my troops, namely, again, Sentinels. And your Iron Warriors put in good work, too. Can't be messing with them either. Yeah, real talk here. Imrahil's not the best, so we're just going to kind of move past this. We're going to go to the Aragorn fight, because honestly, Imrahil and his troops didn't really do any damage. So we'll look at Aragorn's fight. I lost, I got killed, but I took about half of him with me. So, in here, you'll notice Aragorn has all of these abilities. And it's not even that they're specifically targeting my ranged troops. You'll notice he's not using them. He has access to those. But what you will see is this Protect Elves deal works just like Swan Knights for anyone who's familiar with that. Yeah, so your Dunedain, they want to attack your Sentinels, but they have to hit the Iron Warriors instead. So what's going to happen is all of your normal attacks are going to go through, but they're going to hit the Iron Warriors instead, right here. Aragorn attacks, Sentinels are protected. Now, when Aragorn decides, hey, we're going to activate an ability, abilities go straight through it. Now, thankfully, I have avoidance. But then Anduril causes 12,834, and that second hit just happens to do more damage. Huge. But the one cruddy thing is you've built into this with Gimli for Protect Elves, so it doesn't defend you against abilities. Now, that's really important, because if you're fighting someone like a Legolas or an Aragorn, Legolas, even still, has abilities that are specifically going to go after lowest defense troops. I mean, look at this. Enemy unit with lowest defense. This goes straight through Protect Elves. Ignores it completely. And also lowers the target's next damage by 50%. And on a unit that's supposed to do lots of damage, that's huge. Then, we're going to do this one. Against enemy target with the lowest health. which typically, again, is your archers, deals damage. Doesn't matter how much damage, you're still going to hit them, and they're just going to get smushed. So the reason I want to talk about Gimli specifically is I found that this spread of troops is very close to the best on him. Reason being is this is how you want to build him. You want to at least get your 2 into Lockbearer, so you can get 1 into Protect Elves. That way you have this consistent damage dealing troop here with your Sentinels. They're good enough to where you want them for any situation. And then with your abilities, you've probably seen this before, you want to go Lord of the Glittering Caves, Durin's Blood, but the way you want to build this, and this is very important, is you go for Break Defenses, and then preferably Whirlwind, just to make sure you don't mess up, and then Open Wound, and then All In. Reason being is Gimli here. So you're going to activate, I'd put points in Break Defenses first. So in round 4, when they all proc, it actually goes in the order that you have put points in. So what's going to happen here is Gimli activates Break Defenses. I hit Oathbreakers, so, I'm only doing 3,000 damage to them, but still, it's going to go Break Defenses. Oh, and then their defense diminishes. Cool. That's really good. And then you're going to do Open Wound. Now, Open Wound hit Bonites instead, but still, if I was to hit Oathbreakers, I would be hitting harder because of the lowered defenses. And then, the Bonites can't recover health. Now, All In here, you're going to do all of this damage. They're going to die. But then you're going to have your damage minus 50%. And you can see here, you always want this to come in on your normal attack, because 50% of, imagine if you were to do All In and then Open Wound, and Open Wound is doing half the damage. That is abysmal. So please do yourselves a favor and make sure you build All In last. Very important piece. Now for me, with Gimli, I've got decent, I would say, weapons. We've got might, and that's really the biggest thing on Gimli. I will say my Gimli is a respect 9 and like a half, so I'm hoping to get his weapon soon, so this will be getting traded out, but this is what I have it on so far. Looking to upgrade it again. I believe it goes up to 35 after this, so we can get some more might out of it. We can get some more defense, some more stuff on there. Now, I went for the quilted armor. Again, more might, a little bit of focus, a little bit of speed, but really, I want to get this full. You'll notice here that I've got, allied melee units damage received up to minus 6%, and technically here I have another ability to get minus 6%, and this goes to 45 might. So what we're going to be doing here is your troops, for particularly Iron Warriors, because you want them to stay alive as long as possible, are going to take 6% less damage and 6% less damage, so 12. Big stuff there. Just helpful, trying to stay alive, like Gimli do his damage. And then we've got my, I call it the Rope of God. Basically, you've got might, you've got focus, but the health for your army is also a really big part. This rope, honestly, is probably one of the better accessories in my humble opinion. But also Mend is really good. This goes up to 120%. The next level is, it's 100%. It's 99.9%, but it's 100. So every 2 rounds, I'm going to be healing some troops. This is my build for Gimli. I've had a lot of good success with it. Again, he's respect 9.5, level 50. I've imparted all 4 things of wisdom into him. I'm happy with my Gimli. I'm working to get him to respect 10 so I can get him his weapon. It looks really good. But looking in here, my Sentinels are carrying a lot of extra damage for me. And even though it's against a Gandalf the White, and he's got a lot of damage received reduction, and he's got Oathbreakers in there, so any damage you do is going to be really low when you fight Oathbreakers. So don't be confused by these numbers. I did better than that, but anytime you hit Oathbreakers, you're doing 10% of what would be coming out. So good fight there, killed him. And then we've got another fight here. Now, similar idea, but on the other end, your horses have a lot more health. There's a lot more to go through. I mean, look at this. They've got 375,000 health. So anytime you're going to hit a unit, you're more likely when you're fighting horses and things to do more overall damage. So the numbers swell just a little bit, but still 75 and 52 out of 2 troop types, nothing to laugh at. I mean, that's a nice number. I still got 11,000 healing just from my rope. And I know Lockbear is a healing ability, but this is 30%, 6% health. I'm not counting that as an ability. But this is good stuff. Now, Aragorn specifically, he hit all of my sentinels. He's just going to kill them off. They still did a good bit of damage, but I did not have enough meat shield in front of me to, keep me alive. If you guys have found this at all interesting, please feel free to leave a like. Tell me what you want to see next. I'll probably go into detail with other commanders a bit more, do some stuff on items and all of this mess. There's a lot to go over here. And yeah, hope you guys have a good one. Thank you. Bye. Till next time.